Hi, and welcome to GENO'S Picks, presented by the SBRforum.com. Love these guys, and hopefully you're following along on my blog, and more on that later. But first, how'd we do last week? 2-2, perfect Sunday. We're on a 2-game streak. Stay with it. 0-2 Saturday, 4-4 in the postseason. But you know how it works, people. Championship week, 2 games, 4 picks, 2 teams, 2 totals. We go from there. But first, you know what really grinds my gears? The fact that people don't listen to me, and I finally get to say I told you so. My boy LT, oh, I love him. It's like he's come home to roost in San Diego, bashed the Jets this week and said everything I've been telling you in my daily blog on the forum, that Mark Sanchez is a terrible quarterback, that it was receivers Holmes and Burris a little bit that had problems with him, and why wouldn't they? These are guys that lived the childhood dream of catching a game-winning touchdown pass in the Super Bowl, both of them, and they fell out of favor because they're punks, and now every time they turn around to catch a pass, they're being overthrown by Mark Sanchez, who isn't getting better because, as LT said, he's being pampered. No one is pushing him. His backup is Mark Brunell, and when they let him take a couple snaps on the first team in practice, does that motivate Sanchez? No. It tells Sanchez and the world that Brunell isn't a starter, and they're desperate, and now the whole world in NFL knows he's not a good quarterback. Who's going to push him? Nobody. Look across town to prove my point. Eli Manning is having a career year, not because he's pushed by David Carr, but because he's pushed by that guy, his brother Peyton, who's always been the #1 Manning. And he could never outdo him. Even when Manning had a bad game, Peyton that is, it'd be like, well, look at all he's done. But now, with Manning out, Eli has taken hold and pushed himself to become better. He's pushed by his brother. No one in Mark Sanchez's family pushed him. In fact, the last guy in Mark Sanchez's family to push him was his father when he was a kid through a fence in Arizona. Welcome to America. Buenos dias. You're done, Sanchez. Now let's get to the picks. My first 2 picks. See what I did? The Baltimore Ravens are getting 7 in New England against the Patriots. The over-under, 50.5 points. Let's stay with this whole quarterback thing. You know how Mark Sanchez is bad? You know how there were anonymous sources saying that he was bad? Because when you have a terrible quarterback, you can't let it out that you know it, or you make the franchise look bad and the office that drafted him look bad. But when you are Ed Reed and you have a great quarterback like Joe Flacco, you're allowed to say that maybe rattled was the wrong choice of words this week, but you're allowed to say he didn't play as well as he could, especially when the media cuts out the point that you open up by saying, I didn't play well. Reed's the first to admit that he dropped an easy pick in the first half against the Texans, but it doesn't matter. Because all he's doing right now is saying to Joe Flacco, you're better than this, play better. I'm better than this, I'll play better. Rice is better than this, play better. And sure, they were playing the tough Texans defense last week, and they did okay. 17 of their 20 points came off those turnovers, but now they get to travel to New England, and New England is a great team. Obviously, Gronkowski's amazing. Their #1 running back, Aaron Hernandez, can you believe he led the team in rushing last week, is great, and there's nothing Bill Belichick won't pull out of his butt. But one thing he can't pull out is a better defense. This is a defense they've had all season, and they're soft. How soft? Let's just put it this way. If this was our Patriot defense during the Revolutionary War, we'd be watching this game over tea and crumpets. Do the Patriots lose this game? I doubt it. Do they blow out the Ravens? I doubt it. Take the Ravens and the 7. And on top of that, if we learned anything from the Revolutionary War, it was George Washington crossing the Delaware. When the Patriots play big games and battles like this, 2 words come to mind: undercover. People, take the Ravens and the under. My other pick, the New York Football Giants are getting 2.5 from the San Francisco 49ers in San Fran. Over-under is 42. Now, I know I got to say I told you so with the opening. So how about if we give Joe Fernandez, my boy who told me the Giants would be good this year, a chance to say I told you so as we take a walk down memory lane and look at my NFL preview this year. And the Niners, you're telling me the over-under on the 49ers is 7.5? Their starting quarterback is Alex Smith, backed up by Colin Kaepernick, and they even brought in frigging Dante Culpepper. That's how bad Alex Smith is. And as if it's not bad enough, someone got shot outside the stadium in a preseason Raider game. Yeah, someone got shot 4 times in the belly outside the Raiders Niners game. You know who they knew it wasn't, people? They knew it wasn't Jason Campbell or Alex Smith, because neither one of them have hit anyone in the stomach in 4 years, people. Alex Smith is terrible. How can they even win 5 games, let alone 8? And I'll tell you something. Eli Manning is not a great quarterback. And this has nothing to do with his ridiculous quote. They barely won that Super Bowl. He got hot the right time. He deserves the ring, but he's done nothing since they unseated the undefeated Patriots.
Just let me get the last of the egg off your face.
Get out of here! You were right. I was wrong. 58th time all year. Well called, Joe. Your G-men are in the championship game. Giants are getting 2.5 from the Niners in San Fran. Over-under is 42. All right, look, I will give it to you, Alex Smith. The first 56 minutes, I gave you no props. I thought there were too many turnovers in the game. But the last 4, wow, you grew up. You shoved it down my throat. But I'm still not sold on you because it should have never been that close. I mean, 5 turnovers in one game by the Saints, please. Ironically, the last time the Saints had 5 turnovers in one game, Eli Manning was under center. You know where he was? He was firmly tucked in the testicles of his father, Archie. That's how long ago it happened. But nonetheless, happened last week. I'll give props to the to the 49ers defense. But I just don't see them winning again this week. And here's why. Because the Giants, I'll say it before, I'll say it again, they lost 4 games to teams that are all playing in the past 2 weeks. They're a solid team. Their running game is strong. And I love the way they're looking this week as they go into play San Fran. And I don't care what anyone says about the weather in this field being muddy and the Giants aren't going to be able to handle it. Because let me ask you something. Who do you think the Giants defense is more thrilled/ecstatic to face? Who would they rather face? The 49ers and Alex Smith on a muddy field in San Fran, or the New Orleans Saints and Drew Brees on a perfect dome field in New Orleans? Exactly. They are ecstatic that the 49ers knocked off the Saints. In fact, the last group of black dudes that were this excited to see the Saints knocked off were the Moors during the Crusades, okay? And I'll tell you something else, people. Don't be afraid about taking the over in this game, because think about when you go out drinking at a bar. Who do you score more often with? The pristine, well-kept chick or the absolute sloppy mess? People, take the G-men, take the over, see you at the Super Bowl. Those are Geno's picks.
Let me see, I get the rest of that egg going. Oh, man, I fucked it up.
You made me feel so much better.